Dear friends, I'm glad to meet you here at our first English lesson. My name is Tatiana Gavrilovna. I'm your teacher of English. Our main textbook is Spotlight. The most important thing in our studies is to learn to communicate with each other, and communication consists of monologues and dialogues. So today we present monologues, introduction, and dialogues, asking questions. At first, let's train monologues. I introduce myself, then I give you some examples like other people introduce themselves, and after that I'll ask you to tell me about yourself. So be attentive. I start. Let me introduce myself. My name is Tatiana Gavrilovna. I graduated from the university named after Garrison. Now I work as a teacher for this school. Before working here, I worked for the University of Management and Economy. I've been working as a teacher for 12 years now. I love my job. I love the pupils and students that I work with. I teach them English, and they also teach me, maybe not English, but many other things. I find it interesting. Before working as a teacher, I worked as a translator for a military organization and then for a business company. I dealt with different kinds of technical translation, military, medicine, business, and so on. I also find this kind of job interesting, but teaching is a bit different, and now I like it more than translating. I've got a family of my own. It's not very large. My husband, my daughter, my cat, my dog, and me. Well, my job and family take a lot of my time, but I don't mind because I love them. From this it follows that I don't have much free time. But when I have it, I like listening to music. It helps me to relax. Dancing, watching films, walking, reading, or going out with friends. That's all, I think. If you have any questions, you can always ask me. I hope our mutual work and studies are going to be interesting and useful for the both of us, you and me. So, your task is ask me questions. Now listen to the next story. This is an example of telling about your friend. After listening the story, be ready to answer the questions about Phil Knight. Before reading the text, I want to explain you one contradiction. You see, CEO, Chief Executive Officer. Это сокращение переводится как директор, исполнительный директор, генеральный директор. So, CEO. And now, the story. Meet Phil Knight. Phil Knight is the founder and CEO of Nike, a famous sports and fitness company. He is from Oregon, USA. He is 76 and is a very rich man. He is married and his wife's name is Penny. They have 2 sons and 1 daughter. Knight loves sport, including tennis, running, and golf. He also likes fast cars. He says, I like the fact that Nike is about sports. He has a tattoo of the Nike logo on his left leg. Knight is interested in Asia, especially Japan. His office is full of objects from Asia. The office is in Nike's world headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon. Now answer the questions about Phil Knight. I'm going to read them. Is he married? Where is he from? How old is he? What's his job? How many children has he got? What is he interested in? Is he rich or poor? Where is his office? What does he like? Now, listen to the story about Jean-Paul Gaultier, a famous designer. So, Jean-Paul Gaultier tells us his story. I stay in bed 1 hour after I wake up. I know it's bad to do that. Then my housekeeper brings me my breakfast. I have carrot or orange juice, fruit, salad, coffee with lots of milk and sugar, and French bread with butter. At 10:30 I leave for my office. It's not a long walk from my flat in Pigalle. I love living in the center of Paris. I usually wear a t-shirt and jeans or trousers for work. I stay in the office until 8 p.m. and then I have dinner at home. At weekends, I like going to clubs to watch people dance. I don't drink very much alcohol, but I talk a lot. It's always after 1 a.m. when I go to bed. Now, answer the questions about Jean-Paul Gaultier. I am going to read the questions. Who brings him breakfast? What does he have for breakfast? When does he leave for the office? Where does he live? What does he usually wear? How long does he stay in the office? Where does he have dinner? What does he do at weekends? And one more story. One more example of telling about oneself. This time it's Jeremy Gascott, a famous British rugby player. Listen to the story and be ready to ask questions about Jeremy Gascott. So, Jeremy Gascott tells us about himself. My wife Jane and I wake up about 7 a.m. when our 2-year-old daughter Imogen gets up. My breakfast is always coffee, cornflakes, and toast. I don't worry about the things I eat because I never get fat. I play rugby for Bath and England and work for the British Gas Company. My office is a 15-minute drive from my home in Bath. I know I'm lucky to live in such a beautiful city. I would like to spend more time at home, but in the rugby season, September to May, I train and exercise every evening and play matches every weekend. In the summer, I travel for 6 to 8 weeks with the Bath or England rugby team. Jane and I don't go out often in the evening because of Imogen, so friends visit us at home. The most important thing in my life is my family. Rugby comes second to that. That's the end of this story. And try and ask questions to the text about Jeremy Gascott yourself. Now you've listened to a few people telling about themselves. You have examples of asking questions. According to this, your home task is: first, ask me questions about myself. It was the first introduction. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about your friend or sister or brother or any person you like. Answer the questions to the text in the presentation. And the last task, ask questions to the text about Jeremy Gascott. The following questions can help you in telling your story. So, what's your name? Surname. Where are you from? How old are you? Have you got pets? What do you do? What's your favorite music, film, actor, sport? What's your hobby? What's your favorite subject? Why do you study English? Дорогие друзья, я надеюсь, что вы поняли ту информацию, которая прозвучала сейчас в презентации. На всякий случай я повторю по-русски основные моменты, а вы сможете себя проверить. Итак, одна из основных целей изучения иностранного языка – это научиться общаться. Мы должны правильно понять собеседника и так изложить свои мысли, чтобы он понял нас. Одно из основных умений в данном случае – построение монологического высказывания и ведение диалога. На монологе и диалоге мы будем фиксировать наше внимание на протяжении всего курса. Наше сегодняшнее занятие посвящено тому, как можно представить себя другому человеку на английском языке при знакомстве. Вы услышали мой рассказ о себе, а также рассказы Фила Найта, Жана Поля Готье и Джереми Гаскета. К текстам о Филе Найте и Жане Поле Готье есть вопросы, на которые нужно ответить. К тексту о Джереми Гаскете вопросы нужно составить. Также нужно задать вопросы мне, прослушав мой рассказ о себе. И итогом этой работы будет ваш рассказ о себе, о своем друге, брате, сестре, о любом знакомом вам человеке. Представленные на предыдущем слайде вопросы могут вам помочь в составлении рассказа. Если все же у вас возникли вопросы, вы всегда можете обратиться ко мне по электронной почте или ВКонтакте в группе Lingua School. Адрес вы видите на экране. Желаю успехов в учебе и надеюсь, что наше общение будет обоюдно полезным. That's the end. Thank you for your attention.